This
Prototype.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's jump into the class. You know how to create these measures, right? The key To answer to the
Hmm.
question, Rajni, when you imported this, right? All this table will be there on the file. Okay. So two files actually you need to import. First file is the movies file. Second file is this one. I think you have movies file, other tables, then wall regions file. These are the three files I kept it, right? I
Yeah, you
mentioned
gave
in the
us the
WhatsApp.
world region and movies one. What is other tables? You didn't give us other tables one.
Oh, in the GitHub.
Yes, you in the
Did
GitHub, I think you didn't give us. That's why I'm so
did
confused. I'm sorry.
no, I don't think so.
Oh my,
Yeah, you
then
have others too. Yeah.
Can you go to the my chat on the WhatsApp? Just give me a second, guys. I think here I mentioned right. Take movie, other table, and wall region Excel file to build the model. I
yeah,
mentioned in this chat, right?
yes, you mentioned,
No,
but did I miss? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you sent me a message.
spam.
That
No, Samir, you didn't give us other. Okay, I'm sorry. It's mixed up in the middle. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Thank you, Samir.
Sir, in others file there is certificate, country, director, genre, language, and studio. These files are in others
Correct,
file.
correct. That is the dimensions file. This is the fact file.
Oh, okay, Samir. Thank you. I only missed it. Sorry.
Now, I clearly mentioned Rajni in this chat also. If you see,
Yeah, you mentioned,
I
but
said that
you mentioned it, but I only missed it, Samir. Sorry, sorry.
okay. So basically, if you open this movies file this time, you will able to see the IDs only for all the dimensions, like director ID, studio ID, country ID, language ID, genre ID, all these things. And when you open your other tables, then you will get all the dimensions here: the certificate, the country, the director, the genre, the language, studio. Then you can import it, all these things, and you can build this relationship. Automatically,
Yeah.
it will detect.
Yes, yes, Samir. Now I got it. Thank you.
Okay. To coming back to the question of Surbi, okay, you know how to create this, right? Key measures or any measure table, doesn't matter. Correct?
Sir, this key measure, what is this, sir? Is this just measure
This
or
Yeah, this is a measure table. We created with the enter data, right?
well,
Yes.
Remember how to create? Huh? Sorry.
oh no, I don't remember, sir.
Oh, is it? Okay. So the measure table we will create. Why we create the measure table extra? Because measures uh, not store inside the table, right? It will not
Hmm.
store. So
Oh.
for that, click on the enter data.
Hmm.
Okay, it will just create a temporary table. Okay, I will create one more and just put it because table always hold a column, right? So I just keeping sample measures. I will delete it after this.
Hmm.
Load it. So it will create a table here. Now on this one, this is my sample measure, right? On this one, you can
Hmm.
create your measure now. This is your separate entity for creating the measure. So just select it, click on the three dots, new measure.
Hmm.
On this one only, say total runtime. I'm just creating one more here. runtime 1. It will not take the same name. Sum of runtime. Okay, now done. Now this column 1 is there, no? Just delete this column 1. Delete from the model. Automatically it will convert to a measure table. Then any measures just come to this table, click on the three dots, click on the measure. Everything will be placed inside this. Alright.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now let's do something today. The last class I discussed about the keep filters slightly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, how it
Yes.
is working I showed you, right? Yeah.
Mm.
So let's do the little bit more on that. Okay. Let's take this is my journal, this is my total runtime. Okay. So what I want to do here is in this case is that I want to calculate the total runtime for best genre. Okay. Best genre can anything. I just pick it up few things like comedy, crime, drama, or whatever maybe. That's up to me. Like how I can create. So let's create a new measure. Let's see how I'm doing it. I'm creating the key measures created to me so that I'm forcefully saying that place it around your key measures. Okay.
Mm.
So let me zoom in. The name would be total runtime for best genre. Okay. So what I will need to do to calculate the best genre?
Total time best
Which function I will use first?
calculate.
Hmm. Why I will need to calculate?
What are the best genres?
Hmm. Why I will no best genre is fine, but why I will use the calculate here?
Mm, to for adding
Hmm.
like for
To
For
calculate it.
adding, why you will use
mm,
for add, modify, or remove anything? We're just adding here in this case, right? So we're putting a filter back. So we will use the calculate. Calculate total runtime, and I need to put the genre values here. So the genre in this comedy, crime, and drama. Let's take. So that will be the best genre. So how I will put it? I will put my genre name. I can put my in operator, right? And in
mm,
between this square bracket, sorry, curly braces, the double quote I need to put it. So let's take comedy. Let's take the drama. Okay. Then I will put my crime. This is my three genres, which is my total runtime I want to calculate. Enter. Correct. Now, if I move this data, what is this value? Can somebody explain me what is 35271?
it's here in operator will work one of those. Like in means if it is comedy or drama or crime,
Hmm.
right?
That
Sir?
is fine.
In
Right, that's
yeah,
fine. That's fine. But my question is, in operator, you know that we are using in SQL also. That is not the question. Question is 35721, the amount which is getting on this measure, right? Right now. What is this amount?
yeah, that's why I was saying so if it choose one genre, then total runtime is the sum of that comedy
Correct.
genre.
So it is sum of all these three. So this is taking the 14237 plus 7645 plus with the drama 13839. So these are the sum of all these three. Just putting across here. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Okay. But the problem here is that, let me remove the total runtime here. It is not required. The problem here is that we are asking, we are calculating the total runtime for the best genre. But when you are putting it, it is including these three only. Which are the three included? Crime, comedy, crime, and drama. These are the three, and it is giving the sum. But it is displaying me all the 24 genres only. This is not making sense to me, right? Because you are talking about the best genre, then the list also should give you the best genre only, right? These three should come here only. Don't you think so?
Yes.
This making confusion, right? Because somebody can get confused, like what is 352721? Because he can confuse it, okay, it could be the sum of everything. How he will come to know that you are taking comedy, drama, and crime as a best genre? He will not be able to know, right? If I give you a data, are you able to see the formula? Then you are saying that. But without seeing the formula, can you guess it that okay, these are the three genres only available for me? Correct, right?
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the problem here. So that's why we need to use the key filters here. So if you use the key filters here inside the bracket, and if you enter it now, it will create a list of the genres which you are putting inside. Enter it. Now this is makes sense. This is makes sense, right? It is creating a list of the genres which we are considering the best genre. Three you are getting. For that, we are getting the sale for that, and finally it is giving the sum of this one,
So
which is
what are we
absolutely
mentioning?
fine.
So what are we mentioning? That only will come in the key filter.
Correct. This is good, right? This is good. This
Yes.
makes sense to me, right? So that we are keeping inside the filters. All right.
Yes, sir.
This makes sense, right?
Yes.
Now let's take
Like,
same example. Go ahead,
hi,
sorry.
Sam. Yeah, I have one doubt here. Yesterday's we discussed about key filters. There, in whatever the remaining genres, it displays null value. Here,
Hmm.
because of the in operator, it's showing only the particular
Correct.
thing.
Correct. Absolutely.
If
Correct.
if there is no
That's
in,
correct.
if there is no in, it should display all the filters with empties, right? With blank.
Correct. Wherever the filter satisfied, it will give the value,
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
will be the none. Yes, absolutely. So the main use of key filters is actually this, to create a list out of the filters. Wherever the filters is being used, and you want to create a list of that, something like that. Let's go deep into this. Okay. So I'm just removing now this part. I will get all 24 genres. Now what I need to do it here is that I want to calculate the total runtime for host genre, in the sense just for a sec. So what I'm saying, this is will be more interesting. So you're saying that host genres. Okay. So I'm not using the KIF filter. What will happen we'll see. So the host genre means I don't want to consider some movies genre. So I will put uh, not in, right? I need to put not in. These are the stuff that I don't want to consider. So before the genre, I can put a not operator here. Not genre in. Okay, something like this. Genre in. Let's take. I will say some awful genre I don't want to consider, comma, disaster. These are the two genre which I don't want to consider at all while calculating the total runtime. Okay, fine. This makes sense. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let's run this. Now let's drag this column. So here one confusion I have. Yes, it is actually if you take this total, no, it is not considering the awful. Let me put the total runtime also. It will be clear. So actually when it is getting the total, right, it is not considering the awful and the disaster. This 1024 and 606. Okay, it is not considering that one. So if you minus it 143583 minus your 606 minus 1024, it will be this much only. Okay, so it is not considering this too. But again, the same problem here. We are not considering this value, but it is coming in the list, right? It should not consider in this list. That makes sense? What I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes.
It is in the total, it is fine. In the total, it is not considering this too and give the result. But again, the same problem. We should not get the awful here and we should not get the disaster, at least in the list, right? So for that, again, we need to put it inside the key filters here.
Keep filter not genre in
Yeah,
this.
so that those will be not available on the genre list only. Let's enter. Now, so the awful gone, disaster went up. Now we are getting all the data, and finally we are getting 149153. That's correct. Understand this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is good. Okay. Okay. So now let's take another example we will take for the keep filters. So let's go to the next page here. Let's take a matrix. I took a matrix here. And suppose I want to take the country into the rows. Okay. And let's take the genre into the columns. Okay. And taking the total runtime to the values. Okay. So for each country, we are getting different genres I have. Here I have. So the point here is that we want to calculate the total runtime for the best genres and that country should not be united. So this two you should not consider. Already I have the total time best genres I have already. Let me check. Yeah, best genres already I have. Okay. So it is comedy, drama, and crime. Okay, these are the best genres. And one more I want to use it that it should not consider the united data. So let me remove this. And if you bring the total runtime my best genres here, sorry, so it will not consider the comedy. Only it will consider the comedy, crime, and drama, which is fine. But the only thing now is that I should not consider this. It should not be united, he's saying that. United Kingdom and United States. That I don't want to consider. So for that, what I need to do? I need to put another filter, right?
Not.
In this case. Right?
It's not.
So let's put a let's comma. Next filter. Enter. Here I need to put. So I need to say something like operator here. The country not equals to contain united. Something like that I need to put, right? Because this two country I need to
Yes.
filter. Just see, united. So the inside the filter it should not inside the value it should not contain the united. Just like the like operator. Remember in the SQL, right? So for that the equivalent in Power BI is called contain string. Contains string. Okay, so we need to say this content string within which text I need to take the country column here, and what you want to search to say United,
United.
just United. That's it. United star, just like a like operator. Okay, just like you are putting like country equals to United percentage. You are saying, right? Same way you are doing content string country United star. That's what we are doing here. And it should not be not, right? I don't
Yes.
want to consider the content string. Now, if you enter this, the data somehow is okay in the sense it is not considering this one, but the list itself contains this too. So again, you need to wrap it around your key filters, right? So wherever you want to take the list, which I don't want to consider, and it is still coming in the filter, then we need to create inside the wrap it around your keep filter so that I will get what exactly I need. This is my complete list, which contain comedy, crime, and drama with not country is not equals to United. This is my data. Make sense? This is clear?
So, sir, can you remove the
Hmm.
keep filters? What was the difference when we remove
It
keep
will get
filters?
it will
Uh,
give you the country or in the total itself it will not consider the United, but the list will be
it
there
was
for this.
okay. Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Okay. Let's jump into the AND operator and the OR operator. You know that, but let's see on the challenges we will face in the major section. Let's do that. So here, let's do it here only. Why extra pages? So here, convert it into a table. And let me bring up my joiner, my total runtime. Okay. So here, what I need to calculate here is that the total runtime. I'm repeating the question again. Total runtime or the average runtime for Japanese movie who won the Oscar. Okay, average runtime for Japanese movie who won the Oscar. Alright, okay. What does it mean? If you bring the country column from the country, here the country is somewhere it will be Japan. We don't have Japan. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
there. Country equals to Japan, and on the film table there is an Oscar wins column is there, right? If you talk about the Japanese movie, they won Oscar around 3 times. So this combination of data I need. Okay. So the country equals to Japan and Oscar wins greater than one or something like that. Okay. So that for that I want to calculate not the total runtime, I need to calculate the average runtime. This makes sense?
Mm.
Okay. So first one first. I
You're
don't
now,
have any average.
sorry.
Sorry.
Now you're calculating Getting the average runtime in each country.
I will calculate, first of all, I'll calculate average runtime. Then I can do it for the Japan and Oscar ones with
Okay.
filters.
Okay.
So how I created the total runtime, right? So same way I just creating a measure for average runtime. Simple. So AVG of runtime. This is for overall. The function would be the average of runtime. That's it. This is done. Okay, now if you remove the total runtime and bring up the average runtime, this is the average runtime for everything. So this I want to calculate now. When the average runtime for Japanese movie and the Oscar wins is greater than 1. That I want to calculate in a separate page. Got it?
Yes.
Let's do that. So let's see. AVG runtime. Just give me a second, guys. Average runtime Japanese Oscar wins. Okay, so calculate. This time I will take my average runtime. And what are the filters I need to put it here? Can somebody tell me? Sorry, come again. What is the filter I need to put it here?
Oh, country.
Country for country.
Country equals
Okay,
Japan.
report to Japan.
Yes. Country good.
Then
And Oscar
Wins greater.
greater.
And Oscar wins are
Oscar wins greater than
and
1. Good.
No.
with the
And
operator,
operator.
Oscar wins.
Yeah. So in a calculate, right? If you there are couple of filters is there. If you put a comma, it will go to the second filter. You can write multiple filters as well in the calculate.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you go to the second filter with a comma and putting Oscar wins
Okay.
greater than equals to 1. So this is also will work out in this case. In this, whenever we are putting a comma and going to the next filter, these two filters
Mhm.
are AND only. Always, it will the AND operation. It will never be OR operator. So calculate will consider these two filter as AND operator. Okay. And if you commit this formula, it
So,
will work out.
like yesterday, we can combine both these in a one measure,
Yeah.
like average runtime we are calculating here.
Sorry,
If
come
we
again.
want to
What is it?
calculate, like we can calculate average runtime in this formula also. In this, like
Means
we don't need to create. Yeah.
here you are saying in this
Yeah.
part.
First,
Okay.
first we
Huh.
created that. Can we do it here?
That is a good practice to do it, Survi. Don't do it here. It's not like
Yes.
always. Just create a separate one and just refer back here. That is good practice, and you should do that performance wise as well. Okay.
Okay.
So here this is working. So the first filter is this, then putting a comma. Sorry, and second filter. So both the operations are AND operator only. So the performance will be the AND. But the problem here is that suppose I don't want to put this filter in two separate entity. I want to do it in a single filter only with the AND operator. Okay. So what I need to do? This is clear. Is this clear?
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, sir.
Clear, right? But instead of this, suppose I want to do like this. In a single filter only, I can combine with the AND operator, right? This is also can be done. In a single filter itself only, country equals to Japan and Oscar wins equals to 1. But if you do like this, if you enter it, it will throw an error. Okay. The error is in a single filter. This is a single filter only, right? If you put a comma and going to the next line, that is two filter actually. Correct? But this is considered to be a single filter only with end operator. Correct?
Okay. Yes, yes.
So when we are writing a single filter inside the calculate with and or whatever may be, these two columns, whichever column you are referring, it should come from a same table only. If it is a different table, then it will throw an error. So in this case, the country is coming from my country table and Oscar wins is coming from my another table. So I can combine like this with the end operator. Okay. So what is the solution to this? The solution is very simple for the end. End is fine. I don't want to do complexity here. So I can put a comma immediately and I can do that. It's not required to put this like this. It will work out. Anyway, it will be the end operator with two filters. The problem we'll face in case of the OR operator. Okay. Suppose the same formula I just want to modify little bit. I saying that average runtime for the Japanese or Oscar wins, something like this. Whether the movie could be Japanese or they won the Oscars, something like that. I want to just modify this. The problem I will face is this, that I can't put a comma and I can't go to the next filter, because if you put a comma and going to the next filter, this operation is AND. Okay, but I need the OR operation here in this case. Okay. So for that, I need to explicitly put my OR operator here. But that will not work. Why it will not work? Because AND operator and the OR operator in a single filter, it should come from a same table only. If it is coming from different table inside the calculate, it will not work. Okay, got the point?
Yes.
Okay. Now what I need to do? What do you think? How should you approach this?
So
If this is
one
the,
way
let's
we
say this is the, just hold on. Let's say this is
so
your problem you are facing on your project, and anyway you need to fix it, right? Some idea you need to put it, and you need to fix it. Let's jump into that. What's your idea here?
so one way we'll combine the tables or with the relation modeling thing. Like, is there
Relationship
relationship?
is relationship is there, right? On the film and country
Yeah.
table.
So how we can combine these tables?
Which table? Sorry. In
These are
combining
two
means what?
different tables.
Correct. These are two different tables, and it will be like this only. It can be, well, I can combine these two table into single because other requirements are working, right? Only for this, why should I bring everything here?
Okay.
Just think once. These are the things you only face in a real time, right? And you need to do
Maybe
some.
like a nested filter, like we need to use another filter
Okay, but first of all, tell me why it is not working. That I explained. Then can you repeat that answer for me? Why this is not working? Why it
because
is
it
not working? Mhm. Go ahead.
because two filters have different tables.
Yeah.
They are
So
not
it
coming
is.
from the same.
They are not coming from the same table. So basically, let it be the error one. This is. So let me go to the film table. Okay. Let me go to the film table. In the film table, I have already my Oscar wins column is there. If somehow I can bring the country table, country column to this table. Then both the columns will be on the same table. Then I can do the filter, right? Without disturbing the country table. Country table, let it like this only. From the country table, I need to bring this somehow. How I will bring it?
By using the bridge table, bridge.
No. Okay. So for that, I will. But this is actually how you are doing it. That is fine. I will explain because I didn't explain that. I was asking the approach to you. So the you should ask, you should answer me that question, sir. Can I bring something this column to this table so that it will be the same table? Somehow we need to answer that question. I was expecting that answer actually. Okay, anyway, it's fine. So let me click on the notepad and we will discuss a important function called related. Okay. So the related function is something like, so you have a relationship, right? Right. You have a relationship here. Let it be the error wise. That's fine. So the related function is something like, suppose we are sitting on the film table, okay, and you want to bring some column from country, or you are bring to column from the director, you want to bring some column from the genre, certificate, which are related to the film table, the relationship. Then I can use the function called related to bring it, just to bring it without touching the table itself. So like this. So let's go to the film table, create a new column. I'll delete this after this. Say let's take, I want to bring country column from the country table. Okay. So in this case, I can't directly type country here because if you write the country, it is already there, the film country only, but I don't want that. So I want the country column from the country table. So for that, I will use my related function. Then once you type the related, right, then it will give you the columns which are connected to the film table. If you see, certificate is connected to the film table, country is connected to the film table, director also is connecting to the film table, genre, region, studio, everything. All the table, all the columns which are connected to the your the film table, everything will be come up. Now out of this, you have to select the country here. Country table, country column. If you enter this, it's already there. Let me put a country one. So it will create a table with column and it will bring the column from the country table. Okay, this makes sense.
Okay.
Just see and tell me. This is okay?
Mhm. So in film table, so is this right?
Is this film table? Yes, correct. This is film table.
We are bringing country with this related
Hmm.
function. Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Now once you bring it, I have the country column and I have the Oscar wins in a single table. Then I can put the
Hmm.
filter, right? It will work out. But I don't want to create a column instead of doing this. So all things should be on the fly. In the sense, in the measure section only,
Yes.
I can do that. So for that, this is clear. Yes. Is this
So
clear?
it's same.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Is it same like combining query or something?
No, it's not combining. It's just bringing up the the column. It's just looking up into the country table and bring the information. It's not combined. It is not at all combined. It's just bringing up the
Yes.
column values.
Yes. Mm.
I just want to delete this. It is not required for me. Okay. Now, what I need to do is that I need to create a table with Oscar wins. Where is my Oscar wins? Oscar wins and the country column from the country table. This two, and I need to create a virtual table in the sense it should be used inside the formula, but that nowhere should be present on my model. So this is a concept in Power BI that whenever your actual table, this is my actual table, right? All the columns are there. If it is not able to fit to your requirement, then we have the choice to create some virtual table inside the inside the measure itself. So let's first of all understand how you can create a table out of this. Then I will show you how to use inside the measure. Okay. So now the introduction, you know the how to create the measure, you know how to create the new column. Right? Let's introduce to the new table now. Okay. So DAX can create a new table as well. So let's create a new table. This I anyway I will delete it after some time. So I'm just doing a test table here. What is my test table here? Test table should contain column from film table, the Oscar wins where it is greater than 1 and the country equals to Japan. These two combination I want to create a table. The table name is test. Got the point? Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
That I
Yes.
want to do it. Okay. Oscar wins is greater than 1 and country equals to Japan. Those two I want to create as a table. So we have to create a table, we have so many choices. Okay. In DAX related function, you understand. So to create a table, to create virtual table in DAX. Okay. We have so many choices. The first choice I'm just giving a heads up here. That is called my filter function. The filter function is something like it will take table as argument and output as table. Okay, it will take argument as a table and you will give the output as also table. Right now, all the columns are giving the data in a data wise. No function right now. It is giving the output as a table. Okay, let's see how to use the filter function in the test. Let's say I'll write my filter here. This is a filter. This is my first option. It will take table, comma, the filter expression. Okay. These two parameters it will take. So the table, what table I will give it here? Where is my Oscar wins is there and where my country column is. So if I take the first argument as the film table and I can do that, the Oscar wins there and I can bring the country table with the related function. Right? Just now we did it the same thing. We went to the film table. There is already the Oscar win was there. We created a new column and bring the country column to the film table. That's what we did it. Remember?
Mm.
Just now,
Yeah.
just before. Same thing I want to
Yes.
do it here again. But this is a new table. So what I'll do, I'll write my film here. So what does it mean? It is going to the film table. Filter
Okay.
the film table. This is what it is saying. Okay. Based on what the expression would be, Oscar wins greater than equals to 1. Okay? Or now how you will bring the country here? If I write country here, you will not get. Why you are not getting? Country table, because you are inside which table exactly? You are inside your film
Film
table.
too.
Fil- Film table doesn't have the country, right? The country column is available inside my country table, right? So for that, what I did last time, which function I
Relate,
used to bring
relate.
the country related, to use related country, right? So if you enter this, hmm, what happened? Oh, maybe due to this only it is happening. Okay, this is throwing an error. Okay, let it be like this only. Later we will modify this. Okay, one error is there. That's why it is not allowing me to create another unit. Okay, fine. Let me create a table now. Test. I'm writing quickly. Filter. My film table. Then I can say Oscar wins one or related country equals to Japan. Right? That's what we are saying. Enter. Now it will create a table completely just like the film table only. If you see, the film table contains how many columns, that many columns it will bring it. The only difference here will be in this table, it will filter the film table based on this condition. And whatever the condition satisfied, it is giving you a complete table itself. See, this is the test table, right? Completely. Got it? This is the output. We are taking it. Got it? Understand the filter function?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, now from now onwards, you need more practice on the Power BI. Okay, this is looks easy, but when you try practicing, it is just a near of a practice. Nothing there. It is not that much of hard. Okay, it's quite easy. This is all this. Okay, so this is the one we are doing now. Take this. I can use like this because I don't want to create a test table out of this. So what I will do is that I will take this, copy this, and I will go to the measure where I write the problem. Where is that? Yeah, here. After this, on the filter, average runtime, because the problem was happening is that we can't put the filter from the different columns. Sorry, different tables, we can't put it the organization here, right? So what I'll do, instead of doing this, I'll type this. Now what will happen? Just see. Now what will happen is, when how it is calculating, it is just creating a table. We saw that, correct? We saw that this formula, how it is creating a table.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Yes, sir.
internally when the measure is executing, it will create a virtual table. Anyway, I just show you that how it is getting created here in this case, but that is not required actually. Okay, this I will delete it. But let's think like that. This is a table got created. like this. Let me go to the formula again. So this part is we just now we saw that it will be contains all the column from the film table where it will just put a filter of Oscar wins greater than 1 and country equals to Japan. And whatever the things I have in this table, for this I am calculating the average runtime. So it will consider Japanese or Oscar wins. This makes sense? Instead of directly doing on the film table, I just create a virtual table with filter criteria. That is creating a virtual table. On top of that, we can create the average runtime. Just think once what exactly I'm trying to do it here. Take your time to understand this. And why I have used like this, that you need to understand. In your mind, this should be clear that why I'm doing it. Take your 2 minutes, then I will ask you each and every one what you understand out of this. Take your time, no problem. Don't be on silent. I want to ask you everything. Just take your time. Once you're ready, just tell me. I will ask 3 4 questions. You need to answer that. Or if you have any doubt, right now ask. You guys are there?
Yeah, yeah. By using the filter, it's I mean, it's
No,
created the
wait, wait,
virtual table.
wait. I will ask you. No, no worries. Take your time.
Sir,
No,
I
I
want
have
to
a doubt.
understand. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. How many members we have today? Three. Great. It is reducing day by day. Okay. Who wants to go first? I want to ask 3 4 questions. You need to answer that. Who want to go first?
So this filter function, it's
Hmm.
this film, this is the table, right?
Hmm.
Sorry, I forgot. Can you
Okay, let's
explain
hold on.
this? Yeah.
Hold on. So, Shailaja, you want to answer a couple of things? You are okay?
Yeah, yeah, I'll try.
Okay. So let's try. Yeah, that is the spirit. Yes, you should try. So the first question I'm asking that in this formula, whatever I written, right? You're seeing this formula, this complete structure.
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm using the filter function? What is my requirement?
Mhm.
If I not use, what will the problem? Or to avoid which problem I'm using the filter function?
Mean like while using the R condition, uh,
Hmm.
we are not able to get the mean like data from the different tables. So that's the reason.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the reason
Absolutely
we
correct.
we use that filter
Filter function.
to create the virtual
So
table. Out of that
Right.
table, we are creating the average runtime
So
of
this is
that
the first
particular.
point you guys need to understand that why I'm
Mhm.
using the filter function here. Because normally, generally, if I used to put a OR condition in a single filter condition, it should be the column should come from the same table itself. If it is coming from different tables, then inside the calculate it will not allow. That's the first point.
Mm.
Second point is that if it is that is not the case, somehow I need to create a table where all these columns would be there in a single table.
Right.
Okay. So for
Yes.
that I use the filter function. I have other choices also, but I use the filter function which will take table as input and it will give you output as a table also. Okay, that's what I show you in the test table. If you go, this part is the test table only. If you go to the data tab and if you see
Yes.
the
Okay.
test table, simply it is creating a table only. It is
Mm.
taking the film table, complete film table, which is my table is already available, and putting a filter this two. Why I am using the related? Because the
Other
country
tables.
column is not the other tables available. So I am using related. Based on
Mm.
these two conditions, it is creating a table. This is just a physical table right now, but this table is not required in my model, right? So I can't create like this. So what I did, I go to the measure here and the same
Mm.
thing I did. So this part will what will do? It will create a table with two conditions satisfied, right? Or this one and that one, and it will create a table. On this table, I'm creating the average runtime. That's it. We are doing it. That makes sense now.
Yes. Mm. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So this is quite. You should do like this. Filter is quite interesting. Okay. Now let's take. I want to calculate this. You need to tell me. Okay. I have already an
Mhm.
average runtime column. So I want to calculate. Let's take the sum of Oscar wins. Okay. I want to calculate the sum of Oscar wins where the average runtime is greater than 120. So it means that total Oscar for the long journers. That's what we want to calculate. So it means total Oscars. How many Oscars the long genre movies got? That's what we are calculating. Total Oscar for long genres. Okay, where the average runtime is greater than 120. How we will do it?
Okay.
Question is clear?
Yes. So total Oscar for
Hmm.
the genres.
For long genres, where
So
the average runtime is greater than 120. That is the condition. And I want to calculate the sum of Oscar wins. I'm giving very all the hints.
Oscar wins.
First, we need to put the filter for the long genres, long
Hmm.
genre things like average
Okay,
runtime greater than or
I
equal
will
to
do
one.
the I will do the calculate only, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Then what I need to do? I need to do sum of Oscar wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we want to calculate. Sum of Oscar wins
Oscar
from
wins.
the film table. And just remember, don't do like this, because this is just for a demo purpose. I'm doing it. I can create this. I'm repeatedly saying that don't do any formula here. Create the separate measure and refer back. Okay. But anyway,
Okay.
I will go with this demo. Now, what do I need to do? Put the filter.
So in this,
Average. Mhm.
both here also, so both are different. Genre is different and Oscar win is different.
But I have already average runtime, right? On column.
Um,
One measure is already there. Can't we refer that?
oh, average runtime.
I can say the average runtime is greater than 120. Something like this. Right? But the problem here is that if you enter it, this is also will throw an error. This is a peculiar things, everybody. Whatever the error I'm showing you, it's a very general for Power BI. Okay, whenever any new user comes up to the Power BI, he will commit all this mistake. The first mistake which I told you already, this one, the OR condition. So OR condition cannot be come from the same table, or even AND also will not come to the same table. But this is the way you can handle it. Now another problem which you are saying that in the calculate, in the filter section, right? I can't refer directly any measures. It is not possible. So filter of calculate, we can't refer a measure directly, which is already a calculate. Inside the calculate, I can't refer already an existing measure to put a condition. Okay, this is a peculiar scenario. This also can be resolved through your filter function. Okay, all right. So here, what we will do here is that let's go to the test table. First, do the test table, and we will see. So let me first
But
go to the
whereas
test
in
table.
expression we can use, right? The measure.
Correct. In the expression, yeah, in the expression we can use, not as in the filter.
Hmm.
So let's go to the test table. Instead of doing this, I will use my filter again here. Just I'm testing it, okay, with the test table. This is not required to do it because anyway I'll use it there, but to showcase you what exactly I'm trying to do it here, it will not work because this is throwing an error. So let me do something. 125 but then 120, something like that. Just for a sec, I'm just putting it here. Uh, okay, just I'm putting like this only. Okay, fine. This should not throw error. Now go to the test table. And what we are doing here is that filter. What we need the genre where the average runtime is greater than 120. That's what you need, right? That's what you are calculating, correct? For that, we are getting the Oscar win sum, correct? So first, I will filter my genre and genre column. First, I will take the filter as a genre table. Then I will put a filter average runtime greater than 120. Inside the filter, I can refer to the measure. So what will happen? It will create a table with a list of genres where the average runtime is greater than 120. Got it? Then if you enter this, it will create a table of all the genres where the average runtime is greater than 120. It will create a table. Alright? This makes sense?
Okay.
Got it?
But here you use the measure, right? How can it work in the filter?
This is not a measure, this is a table.
Oh, average runtime.
This is a table. not measure. We are creating a table, right?
Yeah,
Just to
okay, okay.
showcase the table. Now I will go to the original measure here, which we are calculating, right? Where is that? This one. Now what I will do here, let me copy paste the formula which I written in the table. This is just to showcase, okay? I will copy this part, and I will go to my total Oscar from the something. I will say calculate the sum of Oscar wins, comma, this part. Now it is make sense. Just see. This will work now. Because this part you understand, right? What is exactly. This part is creating a table which already I showed you in the test table. Right? This part. And on top of that, you are taking the Oscar wins up. Got the point?
Then why, what was the error before that? Why we we did same thing here last time
No.
in
We are
just
saying
before this.
no, before to this we are doing like this. Just let me comment. We are saying that average runtime greater than 120. This is what we are doing it earlier.
Okay.
Directly
Okay.
referring to the measures.
Measure.
Okay. So these are the two scenarios. This comment. This is work now. So these are the two areas. One is when you are referring the measure as a filter. Second, when you want to put in a single filter, either to the and or operator from different tables, then you need to use the filter function. Okay, these are the two important scenario where you can use your filter function. Got the point?
So whenever we want to use the measure in the while calculating, that time we need to use the filter.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And one more is when you are
Yeah,
using the
R and
and
so that.
correct,
Yeah.
from the different table. Absolutely good. So how is your practice going on this all the things? Because from the next class I will give you some business cases because we almost covered few things on the DAX. So if you are clear, do your practice. Tomorrow we will do some use cases. That time I need your inputs. That time that is for 100%. Okay, getting it?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So I will tell you what exactly I'm planning to do it tomorrow. You have the first project, right? Where you creating the sales model, all these stuffs.
Mm. Yes, sir.
So we will do an exercise tomorrow. That is, let me open up this. So if you take in matrix here and take the region from here and take the target, sum of target. This is absolutely fine for the each region. We are getting the target. Okay, target sum. But when you putting the sales code, state code, sorry, the state code inside this, then what happen is when you expanding this from the center west, it will not work. It will give you the same value across the state. Have to see 648471 is at what you call region level, Well, when you dig into the state level, it is remains the same. We need to fix this with the tax formula tomorrow. Okay. So this time I will need your inputs on this. So overall, everything, adding filter, removing filter, all these things will come into picture in this case. Okay. All right. We'll see tomorrow on this.
Okay.
So now we'll start some business cases with this. Okay. All right. I think I'm done for today. Any questions? I'm not dragging up. Just do your practice more and come back tomorrow, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Chalo. Thank you.
Sir, I will be traveling tomorrow.